Hey, tribe, and welcome to day 4 of 5 days of self awareness. Today, we're talking all about intentional self care. So let's dive in. Welcome back in, tribe. Today's journal prompt is: what are 3 ways I can practice intentional rest and self care? Again, that is, what are 3 ways I can practice intentional rest and self care? Sometimes rest can look like doing absolutely nothing. It can also look like having no social media days. I believe it is very important for you to go without social media at least once a month and really once a week. And I know that as business owners that can be difficult because social media is a big part of what we do. However, this is why we batch content. This is why we have auto repliers or anything that you have to do to make sure that you can spend some time away from social media. Because a lot of times when we find ourselves scrolling, we can scroll right on into comparison. We can scroll right into thinking, oh, I'm not doing enough, or maybe I'm doing too much. Regardless of what it is meant to be enjoyable. And when social media begins to not be enjoyable, it's time to step away. So make sure that you're including as part of your rest, having no social media days. It can also look like, for self care, it can also look like making sure that you have time for journaling, making sure that you have time to go to the gym because that is a great stress reliever, or even going outside and walking. You just want to make sure that you're doing something to care for you. It can look like a long bubble bath. It can look like taking care of your body. It can look like going to therapy. Whatever you need to do to take care of self, those are the things that you need to be intentional about. Because the truth is that if you're not there for yourself, you can't be there for everybody else. I know you've heard me say this a whole bunch of times, but it's true. When you neglect yourself, you begin to neglect others, or you get resentful for helping them because you have neglected yourself. So make sure that you're putting yourself first so that you can be there for others and be there in an effective way. We never want to show up feeling half empty, feeling exhausted, or feeling like I ain't got nothing left to give. Because if that's how you feel, then stay home and take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that you're doing that. Also, when I'm saying being intentional about it, I don't want this to just be a check in a box. Don't make this just a thing on your to do list, because once you check it off, it's not going to be fulfilling. This is all about you taking time for you. So make sure that you're not using it as something as, oh, I can just check this off my to do list. You're not just a to do thing. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure that you're putting the intentional time in for self care and for yourself. So I hope that these tips were helpful. Thank you and welcome to day 4. If you are new here, if this is your first time coming, make sure that you go through all the rest of the days of our 5-day challenge and make sure that you are being intentional about using your journal to write down your journal prompts, and make sure that you're going through the journal prompts so that you can be open and honest with yourself. Because that's what journaling is. Journaling allows you to be open with yourself. And then sometimes when we reread our journals, we be like, dang, that's how I was feeling. But we never know unless we write things down and get it out of our head. So even if you're one of those people that's like, oh, but I have it in my head, you need to get it out of your head, because a lot of times when we have too much crammed in here, it takes up too much space and we begin to feel overwhelmed. So make sure that you're writing these things down. Make sure you're journaling and being intentional about actually putting this into action. Remember that knowledge with implementation breeds understanding. And the only way you can get wisdom and understanding is by implementing. Okay? So I will see you all in the next video. I love you guys to life. I hope you've been enjoying this series. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you again later. Bye.